Good morning, welcome to week 3 of the UKHKA Blossom Crochet Along. Today we're going to be making this beautiful motif, which is a hyacinth motif. So you will see several similarities to the others, but I have to say this one's my favourite so far. So we've put it next to the hawthorn, and then we've got the primrose, which was our first week. But yeah, this one so far I really enjoyed doing this week. So the first 2 rounds are exactly the same as your previous week. The only difference is you don't cut off after round 1, so you continue with the same colour for round 2. So there's only using 5 colours this week. So Nigella, saffron, in your case it will be spice, and then it will be pale rose, and then tea green. But basically it's going to be whichever colour palette you've chosen. So you're going to use colours 2, 6, 3, oh no, it's 2, 6, 1, 3 and 4. So those are the colours we're going to be using today. So to start off with, you'll need your 3.5mm hook and your colour number 2, which is Nigella. Again, you can do this any way you like to do the centre of your flower. I'm trying to stick to a pattern. So we'll chain 2. We'll ignore this first one, doesn't count as anything in this. And we're just going to do 8 double crochets into that first stitch there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're then going to make sure it is the 8th stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just going to slip stitch to that first one to complete round 1. Now, like I say, we're going to go straight into round 2 on this one. So round 2 is exactly the same as last week, so it's a round of puff stitches. So we'll chain 2 first of all, and then we will do 1 puff stitch into that same stitch that we've done the chain 2. So yarn over, insert the hook, pull it up so they're the same height, and you're going to do that 4 times. So you'll end up with 9 loops on your hook. When you have 9 loops, we're going to yarn over and pull through all of those and a chain 1 to close it. We're then going to do another chain 1 and another puff stitch into the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over, pull through all 9 loops, chain 1 to close it, and then chain 1. So that's the first 2 puff stitches in this second round. So you're going to do exactly the same again, and you're going to complete another 6, so you should have 8 puff stitches. So if you complete those and then come back to me, and I'll see you again. Welcome back. So hopefully you've now completed round 2, or very near to completing round 2. So you should have a chain 2 to start, which we'll try and tuck away at the end, and 8 puff stitches, all separated by a chain 1 space, all done in the same colour. So I'm just done my last chain 1, and then I'm going to slip stitch to the top of the first puff stitch, chain 1 and pull through. So that is rounds 1 and 2 complete. On to round 3. So for round 3 you're going to need colour number 6. So I'm using saffron because I'm using the colours of the special double knit. It's the Dark Craft special double knit version. And I'm just going to join my colour number 6 into any chain space from the previous round with a chain 2. So that chain 2 is going to count as the first treble of our new popcorn stitch. So for a popcorn stitch, for those that haven't done it before, first thing you're going to do is do 5 trebles into this chain space. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So our first round, chain 2 counts as our first treble, and then we have 4 more trebles. So then you're going to leave this loop a little bit bigger than you normally would if you're going into the next stitch, and we're going to reinsert our hook into the top of the first treble we made, then insert our hook into that loop and tighten it again, and we're going to yarn over and pull through both of those on the hook. All right, so that just tightens those 5 trebles into a little stitch called a popcorn stitch. We're then going to chain 3, and we're going to do a popcorn stitch into the next one. So 5 trebles into the next chain space. Okay, leave that one slightly taller. Insert our hook into the top of the first treble and then into the loop of the last treble. Yarn over and pull through both of those loops. So that's your second popcorn stitch. Followed by a chain 3. And then you're just going to follow this pattern. So 1 popcorn stitch followed by a chain 3 in each of those chain spaces from round 2. So you'll have 8 popcorn stitches by the time you've finished. So complete this round and I will join you back at the beginning. Welcome back. As you can see, I am just about to do my last popcorn stitch. So I'm going to do 5 trebles into that last chain space. Already done my chain 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull up my loop slightly, insert my hook into the first treble and then back into that loop, tighten it slightly on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Then I'm going to do a chain 3. Now the instructions call for you to join it to the top of your initial chain. I prefer going into the center of that first popcorn you created and slip stitching through there. I just think that that gives it a more even and neater edge. So I'm just going to yarn over once and cut my thread. Now that's our round 3 complete. So you've got these beautiful little popcorn stitches, and what makes them more 3D is if you look over on the back, the chain 3 spaces are not really big enough to allow that to lie flat. So that's what pulls all of these popcorn stitches in and gives it more of a 3D effect. So yes, I'm loving this popcorn stitches. Next, we're going to need colour number 1, which is, in my case, shrimp. For everybody else, it will be spice. And we're going to attach that to any chain 3 space from the previous round. And again, we're going to join it with a chain 2, which counts as the first treble of your popcorn stitch. And this round, we're going to do popcorn stitches exactly the same as the last round, but we're only going to do a chain 2 in between them, and we're going to do 2 into each chain 3 space. So number 5. So 5 trebles including my first chain 2. So pull up my stitch a little bit, insert my hook into the top of the chain 2, which can be a little tricky to find, back into that loop, tighten it slightly, yarn over and close that popcorn stitch. We're now going to chain 2, and I'm just going to wiggle those over to give you more room to do the second popcorn stitch in that chain 3. So again, 5 trebles back into that same chain 3 space. 4, and 1 more, 5, insert my hook into the first treble, back into that loop, yarn over and close that popcorn stitch. So now another chain 2, and we're going to move to this next chain 3. So as you can see, there's 2 popcorn stitches separated by a chain 2 in each of the chain spaces created from round 3. So at the end of this round, you'll have 16 popcorn stitches and 16 chain 2 spaces. So I'll join you back here. Welcome back. As you can see, I'm now about to complete my 16th popcorn stitch in this round, so the final one. So I've done my 5 trebles. I'm going to insert my hook into the top of the first treble and that loop there. And then I'm just going to close that popcorn stitch, if it will allow me. Do another chain 2, and same as the last round, it's telling you to join at the top of the chain 2 to starting chain, but I prefer to go down into the center of this popcorn stitch, pull up a loop and slip stitch to that one. I just find it pulls that beginning a little bit tighter and a little bit more difficult to see where you've joined. So that is the end of round 4. So we're going to go straight into round 5. So round 5 calls for colour number 3, which, if you're following the Starcraft Special Double Knit, will be Pale Rose. I'm using Apricot. And we're going to join this to any of the chain 2 spaces from the previous round. So I'm just going to pick this one here. So we're going to join it with a chain 1. And 1 double crochet into that chain 2 space. Now from here on it gets a little bit familiar, so if I show you on this one, we're just about to complete the petal round. So we've got 16 chain spaces going around here, and into each alternate one you're going to work the following pattern. So 1 double crochet, and then you're going to do a shell stitch which comprises of the 7 trebles, and then a double crochet in the next one which anchors that shell stitch and creates this beautiful scallop. So done my double crochet in this one, and we're just going to do 7 trebles into the next chain space. Just check I've got 7, because it wouldn't be the first time I've miscounted. 4, 6, 7, yep. So I'm just going to do 1 double crochet into that next chain space. So that's our first shell stitch complete. We've done the 2nd double crochet, so you're just going to follow that repeat all the way around. So at the end of this round you should have 8 shell stitches and 8 double crochets. So complete the pattern round and I will join you back at the start. Okay, as you can see, I've just completed round 6, and so I've done the last shell stitch and slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet we created on that round. So exactly the same as we've been doing for the last 2 weeks. Then we'll be doing round 6, and we'll be joining in any double crochet of this round with colour number 4, which, if you're following the Starcraft Special Double Knit, will be tea green. I happen to be doing it with Lincoln green. So the same as we've been doing for the previous weeks, we're going to join by doing a chain 7. So this counts as your first double treble and chain 3 space. So we're now going to do another double treble back into that double crochet. And then we're going to follow the same pattern repeat we've been following for previous weeks. So it's only the corner spaces, it's only the double trebles and the chain 3s that are done through both loops. All other stitches will be done in the back loop only. So we're going to do a treble crochet in the first one, followed by a half treble, followed by 3 double crochets, two half treble crochets, and a treble crochet into the back loop only of the double crochet between those petals. We're then going to mirror that on the opposite side, so we're going to do 2 half trebles, three double crochets, one half treble, one treble, and then we're going to do a double treble through both loops of that double crochet below, chain 3, and another double treble back into the same double crochet to complete that next corner. Okay, so that is the repeat for one side, so you just need to complete that another 3 times, and if you do that, I will join you back here. Welcome back. As you can see, I'm at the end of round 6, so I just need to do my final treble crochet in the back loop of this last stitch, and then I'm going to locate the 4th chain and slip stitch to that 4th chain to join this round. Now we're going to slip stitch into that corner space, and we're going to go straight into round 7. So round 7, exactly the same as we've done for the previous 2 weeks. So chain 3, which counts as your first treble, another treble into that corner space, followed by a chain 3, and then we're going to do 2 trebles, and then we're going to chain 1 and skip this first stitch and go straight into the next one. So we're going to do a treble crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. All right, and then chain 1, skip 1 stitch. I'm going to do a treble in each of the next 2 stitches. Chain 1, skip 1, and now we're going to do a group of 3 trebles. So 1 treble in each of the next 3 stitches. So that falls over the V between the shell stitches from 2 rounds ago. So we're now going to do a chain 1, skip 1 stitch and do a group of 2 trebles. Chain 1, skip 1, and then 2 trebles in the next 2 stitches. Chain 1, skip the last stitch, and then we're going to go straight back into the next corner. So 2 trebles, chain 3, and then another 2 trebles into that corner. Okay, so that's the first side done of round 7. So it's going to be 2 trebles, well, chain 3, which counts as your first treble, followed by another treble, chain 3 and 2 trebles into the corner space, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and then a treble in each of the next 2 stitches, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, treble in each of the next 2 stitches, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and then you're going to do a group of 3 trebles. So 1 treble in each of the next 3 stitches, chain 1, skip 1, another 2 trebles, chain 1, skip 1, another 2 trebles, and then chain 1, skip the last stitch, and you're going to go back into a corner, which is 2 trebles, chain 3, 2 trebles. So exactly the same as we've been doing in the previous week. So you just need to do the next 3 sides, and I'll meet you back here. Welcome back. I'm at the end of round 7. So I've just done the final treble. So we just need to chain 1, skip that stitch, and then we're going to join it to the first chain 2 of the round, chain 3 of the round. Right, from there we're going to go straight into our final round, round 8. So we do that with a chain 3 and a treble into the next stitch. Into the corner we're going to do 2 trebles, chain 3, and 2 more trebles. And then quite simply, we are just going to do a treble into every treble of the previous round or chain 1 space. So you will end up with 25 trebles on each side. So 100 trebles in the round and 4 chain 3 spaces. So as you can see, I've just put 1 treble in the top of each treble and 1 treble into each of the chain spaces. So complete all of that around and I'll see you at the end. Welcome back. I'm near the end of round 8, so I just have a couple more treble crochets left to do. So 1 in the top of this treble and 1 in the final chain 2 space. Then we'll just slip stitch to the top of the first treble or chain 3 that we started with. I'm just going to cut my yarn and pull it through. So that is week 3 hyacinth complete. So you need to do 4 of these this week. I hope you've enjoyed this one as much as I have. I think it's very, very beautiful pattern in general. Love the colour combinations on this one. And I think it complements both the primrose and the hawthorn. So that is our hyacinth complete. Hope you've enjoyed the tutorial and I will see you next week. Thank you very much.